G'day mate, and welcome back to Captain History with me, Jenny. Over the last couple of episodes, we've been working on expanding out the network, making sure I can get train access to all the different places I need to get train access to, and also spending a little bit of time working on nuclear so I can retire the old nuclear reactors, free up a little bit more space on the other side of the island, and gets a little bit more power running over here. Today, what I want to do is I want to put in yet another nuclear reactor. I also want to start swapping a lot more vehicles across to hydrogen. I don't have a lot of hydrogen at this time, but I'm hoping to solve that in the not too distant future. Also, the other thing I want to do is I want to get a brand new iron mine up and running so I can be less dependent on the mixed iron copper mine. But I cannot do any of that until I ask, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like on the video. Not happy with the video, didn't enjoy the video. Well, obviously, you must be from the UK because it rains forever. All right, first thing I need to do is I need to talk about these guys. All right, I want to stop making normal uranium rods. We have a decent amount of, enriched uranium 4% here, and every single time I process more spent fuel, I'm going to be making, 1.5 enriched uranium, which will give me 1.5 uranium rods. Yes, you make 6. 6 gets turned into 1.5. Yep, so I'm going to be making 1.5 at all times. So what I want to do is I want to flip each one of these belts for yellow cake. I want the yellow cake to not be sent into each of these machines. I want it preferably to be stored up in the giant bucket. And then after each of these machines have burnt out, they've used up what yellow cake they have in them, I want to turn each one of these off. Okay, so I want to go to here, and we're just going to open this up and let it fill up with absolutely everything. All right, next thing I want to do is I need to talk about some of the changes over here. So we have the first box of fission products that's now completely full. So what I've done is I've reversed this little belt here so we can make sure that they bypass here and go over to this box. I just don't want to have any nuclear waste on the belts at this moment, just because I'm a little bit high on the nuclear waste at front. I do want to put a notify on for when you get to 75%. The box waste that was in here, I had to move over to here, and we're still processing that as fast as we can. I have a very, very full pipe of core fuel, which I'm going to upgrade, and I have a very, very full pipe of blanket fuel. So fuel-wise, we're perfectly fine, for the moment at least, and uranium-wise, I'm also perfectly fine. We have trains waiting to be unloaded. So first thing I want to do is, now we have this area filled in, I want to put in another reactor. This one is going to be not a power reactor, but it's going to be another reactor making a whole bunch of hydrogen for me. So I want to get this built. You do not need to have these pipes, and you won't need this pipe or this pipe or this pipe or this pipe because you're not in breeding mode. And core fuel, no, core fuel still being processed, so we can leave that as a nice small pipe. I sort of want to move you over one tile. Can I actually, we're using the inside? Yeah, we're using the outside pipe. Okay, so I put it off by one tile. Okay, can I pick up everything? And can I move you to, the water tank's off by a tile. Oh, that's not annoying at all. Okay, can I move the water tank over one tile? Now we can move things. It's only 1.2 unity. I don't need to empty it, which is a blessing. And as soon as that's been moved across one tile, still full, I can put this blueprint right back where it was. Okay, can I get this built? This is going to produce me an awful lot of hydrogen. Obviously, I need to have it powered up, which is going to take a minute or two. Also, I need to provide the right amount of pumps and dumps. The good news is, in the notes here, it says I need 6 pumps, or 9 pumps and 6 dumps. So we need to grab just a pump or 2 and start throwing them in. Can I get 3, 6, 7? Yep, it's gonna be a bit awkward. Can I have you go into this pipe? No, it's too close to a connector. Okay, can I remove that pipe? Remove that pipe. Can I come from here to there? Cool. So that's 6. I need to have 9 of them. Yeah, that used a lot of space. I can put one more there. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3. Too close to another connector. Okay. Can I delete that? Put a connector there manually. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need one more. Can I put you here, please? Can I put a connector there? And then I'm also going to need 6 dumps, which is going to use what little free space I have. Can I have you two? Can I have you here and here and here? Cool. So I did this pipe to go into these. Can I have you go here? Normally I downgrade the pipes so they're tier 1, but I guess this time we're not doing that. I can use a tier 1 here. I can use a tier 1 here. I'm going to use a tier 3 to go to the end and then into there. And can I have you be built and you be built? Okay. Can I get all of that built as well? All right. This is going to take the trucks a little while to get built. Obviously, it is in the same fashion as the previous reactor we put down, being, well, this reactor right here. It's designed to be self-sufficient. So it's going to use what water it generates to make hydrogen from a whole bunch of hydrogen reformers with some super steam. It's also going to require a whole bunch of workers. So I'm going to have to get some more housing built and up and running. So that's the first thing I want to do. That's going to take the trucks a minute or two to get built because I don't have the unity to spare to have things get instantly built. On top of that, I've had to turn off plenty of food because, can I go with this? Animal feed. Animal feed, it turns out I'm completely out of it. Why? Probably due to a shortage in slag, therefore a shortage in fertilizer. Also the fact we're eating 40% extra food. I do have a problem with tofu still. Also, no, I want to leave that warning on. And I want to leave that warning there so I know when we have one of these decay, which is still 41 years away. So I do want to have, I need to have more tofu still. And what is your problem? You found some limestone. Oh, okay, coal mine found some limestone. Can I just add limestone in there temporarily? And then you should be done. All right, we're filling in the last of the coal mine. We're also scraping the last of the coal mine. Chicken farms don't have food. Yep, so tofu. I'm still a little bit short on tofu. As for farms, we have, most of these farms are full. There we go. I found one with a spare one. So can I put some soybeans in there and some soybeans in there? And hopefully that'll refill the tofu. I have plenty of production. I just don't have any soybeans because soybeans are really annoying to plant. So they take a little bit of time to get up and running. All right. Next thing I want to do is over here. I want to stop planting trees all through this area. I want to have this whole area shaved if possible. I really don't want to have any more trees over here. I want to free up this area in the future for more copper. I need more copper desperately to make more electronics, to make more electronics 2, to make more electronics 3, to make more electronics 4, because we don't have a space program up and running currently, but that's also one of the other things I want to fix today. I want to get a new space program up and running. Well, I want to get the space program back up and running. So can I get you upgraded? Can I also get you upgraded? That should give me about 200 workers, roughly, each. So that should be about 400 workers. Hopefully, no, it still don't have enough. I think I'm going to need 3 of them. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to make sure all the uranium rods get moved over to this storage. We have this radioactive waste that still is decaying. It's going to take about, well, less than 100 years to fully decay. Once that's done, I can clear this up. As for the depleted uranium, we are slowly using it on this side of the map, but it is very, very slow. We don't burn through it terribly fast, which is one of the good things about having fast breeding reactors. Okay, so oh, working. Okay, so you're still processing, waiting. Cool, that's what I want to see. All right, can I pause all of you except the guy with the fan running, because obviously his belt didn't get flipped. Can I pause you, and you? Cool. That does free me up a bunch of workers. And once this is finished processing through once, yes, that should be the last of these guys, which also means once we've finished filling this up, which I'm also going to uncap, we should be at a stage where I can turn this off entirely. And we should, in theory, be free of, well, stop producing any uranium rods. It does mean I'm going to need another power reactor up and running in the not too distant future. We are filling in this area next to hopefully put in another fuel or another power reactor, but for the moment I need hydrogen more than anything else. Okay, so you're going to finish processing in a minute, and that should free you guys up. Okay, other things I've done. I have currently I have limestone. Limestone has hydrogen excavators, and also I built 2 spares. They've moved across to iron. I do have extra 5 vehicles right at the moment, which means I want to pop over to here, and I want to get 5 hydrogen 5 hydrogen trucky boys also up and built, so they can also come across the map and be sent over here, because we have hydrogen fuel right here, and I'm going to be expanding hydrogen fuel in the not too distant future. Okay, you are still being built. You're going to take a little while, so we need to leave this alone. All right, next thing I need to do is shave this. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to get this iron mine up and running. So to get this iron mine up and running, I want to have, well, I need to have this built, and I'm going to have the trucks build everything else. I have had a couple of dedicated trucks emptying containers like this one. So the quartz mine has dug down to the bottom of the quartz. So we're now at level minus 20, and we're just digging through the bottom of the quartz mine, which means we're finding a whole bunch of rock. I've been dumping in the sea to make sure we can get better access to this in the not too distant future. Copper, well, they're doing a good job of causing a landslide, but again, I have a couple of trucks dedicated to here. They are driving their rock over to this mines area and dumping it out in the sea so we can access to the quartz, because there's plenty of quartz under the sea. I just need to make the sea go away so we can get access to it. The the coal mine has just finished, which means I want to have all that flattened, that'll get filled in good time, and it means that I can have those 8 released plus those 6 released. Okay, the 6 I want to put over here. I want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them plus 7 of them over here, and I want to have them start digging out the iron. I want to have the iron here as a secondary iron source, and we're going to be having our trains come over to this iron loading in just a minute. Can I go to you? Can I copy this color code? And can I rename you to that color code and iron loading weight? Okay, can I copy that, please? And can I go to the station and also do the same over here? Can I have that replaced, please? Yes. Okay, and this is number 2, so I should have you as number 2 as well. Hashtag 2. Okay. All right. I need to plug the belts in. We'll do that in a minute. I also need to get rid of that. I don't technically need to have this fuel station here. So what we're actually going to do is rip out this fuel station entirely and move the train station further up. Can I build that? Can I remove that and that? And then can we just have the train tracks flow straight through? Okay, I need to get hydrogen out here eventually. The hydrogen getting out here eventually is an eventually problem. I'm not too worried about it right now. And that also leaves me a couple of diggy boys over here. A couple of diggy boys over here I need to now redirect to over here. And we're going to need to get you just a couple more diggy boys to make sure that we can keep up with our coal demands. Our coal demands are not as high as they were because we've swapped over to a whole lot of arc furnaces, which are now using graphite rather than coal. But I do need to make sure that we keep up with our coal demands. So I need to have this group that was just clearing off the excess now actually dig through the mountain and grab all the coal. They are loading their rock onto a train, which is sort of a bit of a pointless exercise because I probably would like it dumped right here instead. So can I pause you and can I have you export to this tower? If you export to that tower, it means hopefully we can fill in what used to be the sand mine reasonably quickly. And can I probably do the same with you? Can I pause you and can I have you export to here as well? All right. Next thing I need to talk about is over here. Over here, I've been gathering up any spare diggy boys I have. I now have 12 over here with 15 trucks, and they've been just basically removing these obstacles that are going to be in my way in the future when I come out here and I mine this iron mine plus this coal mine. We're going to need them eventually, so I'd like to start, I'd like to remove these things, but I do want to swap 2 of these off here and bring them out to join the new coal mine. So that gives me 5. Can I go up to 9? Probably is enough. We have a low supply of copper, which has been ongoing forever. And that's just because you hate me. Yeah, we've had a low supply of copper forever. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to get the rocketry program back up and running. So I want to unpause you plus unpause you. That means you can start making me more of the Mark II rockets. You are another 160 workers. I could afford that if we actually had enough people moved in yet, which we don't yet. And I also really want to have this one up and running as well. So can I get that done? Can I get that done? Can I grab, what's this, titanium? Can I grab titanium from here and bring it out? At 3, please, and plug it in here. And then can I grab electronics 3, height 4, and plug this into here, ready to go. Okay, can I get the trucks to build that? Because I'm not in a rush. Can I get the trucks to build that one? We're going to hit pause on this. We are going to tell it to build those forever, preferably without clicking the Unity button. And I also want to have this built. Spending construction parts is something I can do now, and hopefully earn them back later. Okay, so with that happening, Iron Mine Control Tower has nowhere to dump things because this is not built. Okay, can I spend the Uni on that? Can I also, I should have done this earlier, upgrade all the belts to tier 4? And you're the rock one. Okay, can I get rock built? That'll be iron, and that'll be iron. Okay, I need to plug the iron into here, and I need to have this up and running. So we're going to unpause this. We're going to grab from here 2 important things. One is going to be a couple of connectors, and 2 is going to be a lift. Okay, can I start with a connector? Can I get a fast belt from there to there? Can I remove this so we can see what the hell we're doing? And I want to join these 2 together. So we can have a fast belt, being a 450 belt, come out, then come to here, and then go into a connector. The reason I go into a connector is connectors are not speed limited like a belt is. A belt is limited to 450. Connectors can go a little bit faster. When I say a little bit faster, at least twice as fast. Can I put you, actually probably not there. Can I put a connector here? Can I put a second lift here? And can I get a second belt out from there and into there? Doing this means rather than me having to put in a balancer, I can have, I can have potentially about 900 material from there straight into a lift. A lift is also not speed limited, and then, well, they're going to come on belts over here. So when they hit the belts, they are going to be speed limited, but I can get an awful lot of material out of one box. And then when I hit the belts, that's when it only then does it slow down. Can I have you come to here? Can I have these spaced out there, and there, please? Can I get the second belt? Which I did them in the wrong order. Can I get that to go there? Can I remove that one? Flip. Okay, can I have this go from here to here to which line do I want? I want to have that line. Okay, and then I want you to line up with the other one, so I have the supports in roughly the same tiles. Okay, and then we're going to plug that in there. Okay, I need to have that built. Yeah, we can just build that right now. Can I have all of that built? And can I have the box built? And can I have that belt built? All right, then I want to have the iron trains. So the iron trains currently are going to iron load. And I want them to go to iron load. That's very good. But I also want them to come to iron load number 2, which is going to be over here. Okay, now, they don't go through a waiting station. They're going to go straight to iron load. But we have... no, they do go iron weight. Okay, so they're going iron weight first. I don't need them going to iron weight anymore. I can't have that in the list. So they're going to go to either iron load or iron load. But that means you had a train limit of 5. I need you to have a train limit of 5. That's going to be very, very important. So I can only have 5 trains coming here. I also want to have no more than 5 trains coming here. So we're going to have 5 in each, which means in theory, I can now have a total of 10 trains waiting, being 5 waiting at this station and 5 waiting at the other station. So what I want to do is come to unassigned trains. Can I put you on iron? Can I put you on iron? That now gives me 9 on iron. And I want to make sure that the priority is that we have more trains heading to this station. So I'm going to have you at priority 10, which means it's higher. Therefore, we should have more trains coming to this iron copper station rather than coming to the dedicated iron station. The dedicated iron station I'm not worried about. It will have iron when it needs to have iron. Well, it'll have iron all the time. And the other station will hopefully have, well, iron and copper, but I need to have the copper coming out, so I need to make sure the iron's always cleared. Can I upgrade this bucket? And we're going to send that to that tower. We're also going to probably assign at least one truck to make sure that that bucket stays empty, because I need it, I need it empty so we can keep digging out more iron, and at the same time, I still need to fill in around the quartz. Okay, electronics 2 is an ongoing problem. That's caused by electronics 1, which is caused by copper, which is caused by this is not shaved yet, so I can't expand out copper. We do have, hopefully, this reactor up and running. Pretty close. Can I get both of those built? And you should now be able to run, and you're going to be producing me roughly 960 hydrogen, which is going to come out these pipes. This I want to plug into this hydrogen pipe, and, well, yeah, into there to start with. Okay, so can I take these two, remove them, and then can I have this come out here? Okay, I want to go straight to height number 5 here, and can I have this come this way, and then we run this on top of the on top of the fuel pipe. So can I come to here? Can I go to here? Can I go to here? And can I plug that in there? Now that is a 900 pipe full of hydrogen potentially. Which means I want to upgrade that. I also want to get that one built. And you join in where? You join in here, which is then a 900 pipe into here. Okay, can I get another 900 pipe into there as well? And that should give me maximum throughput at least into this tank. As you can see, the tank's not very full, which is a bit of a problem, which means, yes, I definitely need more hydrogen. Also, that should be done. No, it's waiting on rubber. Rubber doesn't get delivered to that automatically, does it? No, it's still trucked across. And rubber is here. Can I get a little bit of rubber off the end? Can I have a tier 1 belt? Give me a little bit of rubber. How the hell do I get that out? I'd have to go up to height 4. Okay, can I go to height 1? Can I come to this side? Yep. Then I can duck down underneath. Can I come to the, no. Can I come to, can I stay at height 1? Can I come through to here? Can I come through under this bridge? Then can we go around the recycling bucket, to height number 5? This is not lined up terribly well, but it's lined up reasonably well. Can I go to here? Can I go to here? Can I go to here? And then rubber is this belt here. Okay. Can I have rubber come to here and then to there, and then we can have a flat lift, bring the rubber into there. Okay, can I have that built? And that way rubber can be delivered here automatically. I'm going to leave this open, but I'm going to turn it off. That way if we get extra rubber from like deconstructing belts, etc., in the network, they have somewhere to dump it, and then eventually can get fed into here. But with this one being done, that should be the last of the lot, and it means, where are we? You. I want to have you to leave this mine, please. Are you empty? You are empty. I want you to leave the mine as well. And you just emptied. Cool. Can I have 1, 2, 3, 4? I've got 3 currently. Okay. Can I get that one empty? Buy Aussie. Go find something else to do. And I thought I built 5 of them. Yeah, it's waiting on this one. Can I just do that? Okay, I don't know what happened to the 5th one, if I've only got 3 assigned here. Yep, no idea. You are Diesel. Dragonite, you can go away. You have... Well, you found somewhere to put the limestone. I'll take it as a win. Okay, so I'm going to get the other hydrogen vehicle assigned to this one as well, just so we have this one as hydrogen. Also, I'm going to start upgrading trucks. So, and I also want to get the space program up and running. So, first thing is this reactor. Okay, this reactor, I've only plugged in one of the pipes. I really need to plug in the other pipe, because you produce like 960 hydrogen. I could plug it in here. Okay, can I get a pipe Okay, I can plug it in here. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Can I get you to come to height 5? Can you come around the outside of all of this? Across all of this? I really need to remove all these designations so we can both see what I'm doing. And then can I plug that in here? Cool. Can I get that one built? Can I have you as the priority out? So we have one pipe full and the other one can just dump it here. This only produces like 260-ish, so that should be fine. Can I get this reactor turned on? At least to start with. That'll start producing a whole lot more hydrogen to feed into our hydrogen pipes, to feed in that hydrogen tank. But until I'm using a whole lot more hydrogen, I can't sort of overload the tanks. It'd be very, very dangerous and could lead to a reactor meltdown, which would probably not good. All right, with another one of those up and running, I do need to have another one of these up and running to make sure I can make enough core fuel to run all the reactors. And that's all I really need for right now. Okay, so with those things happening and hopefully me having another hydrogen vehicle, yes, 4. Okay, and therefore, yeah, I now have 290. I thought I built 5 of them. It says I have 5. Yep. I have no idea where the 5th one is. You're assigned to a loose storage. Oh, because I just assigned a random truck. And I happen to pick that one. My bad. Okay, that explains everything. Okay, can I have the other hydrogen vehicle assigned to here? That makes me much happier. Now I found it. And can I also go into upgrades? So I want to start upgrading certain mines. I want to upgrade all the diesel diggies into hydrogen diggies. Where are we? That one. And I want to start with the iron and copper mine. Why? Because I have hydrogen right here, and this fuel station is already assigned to fill both of them because this one already has a couple of hydrogen vehicles. So can I hit start? That is going to upgrade each one of them one at a time and just drag them from here back to the vehicle depot, have them upgraded, and then ship back out to here, which is great for me. Same time, can I also do dump trucks? And I want to go for iron and copper mine across to hydrogen, please. Can I do all of those? And did you end up with, you've got one diesel one left as well. So I also want to do the limestone mine control tower. That's the wrong limestone mine control tower. I want to do this limestone mine control tower, that one as well. Okay, so that'll also upgrade all of the mega trucks one at a time as they become available. All right. Next thing I need to do is I want to get the space program up and running. We are researching the vehicle limits, but our research is not as fast as I'd like. Research-wise, we have you. So you are doing 48 science in, 48 lab equipment in, and then we have a couple of modifiers. We have 68% from the people. So because we have an increased population, a certain amount of them are smart, and therefore they make science go faster. On top of that, we have 60% from uni. So I have this booster maxed out to make sure we get science done as quickly as possible. And on top of that, I have 18% from our focus. I really want to have those numbers be all a lot larger, but to do that, I need to have a lot more stability. I need to have a lot more other things done. So we're going to be working on those one at a time. But the first thing I need to do is I get space science back up and running. So can I just deploy a space station? We should have rockets ready to go. Can I unpause you, please? That gives me 22 free workers. That's probably enough for right now. And you are going to get launched as soon as possible. And when you're launched, we should already have a station in orbit. We do. Cool. Can I get a upgraded station in orbit? That's going to need another 120 station parts, not basic station parts. You only need to have the basic station parts to get to I think it's the tier Space Station 3. Once you get to Space Station 3 and you need station parts, from that point on, even if you downgrade the station, even if you have the station accidentally fall out of orbit, you don't need basic station parts anymore. You sort of mastered that, don't need them anymore, and we can just stick to station parts, which means this should get us to the next tier of station, and you're loading up with the next lot of parts, and I just need another rocket, which you are both producing. And can I look at you? So you are now ready to go, but you're not going to produce any science until I get to the next level. So when we hit the next level again, it does need to have, maintenance. It does need to have crew supplies. It does need to have crew. does need to have rockets, electronics rather. So we still have a number of launches to go before we get to an actual working space station that's making science. But I really want to not do ship fuel usage. I really want to do the space probe, the asteroid boosters, and the increased recycling edicts as soon as possible. And they all require space science. So with that happening, you should launch. Yep, more station parts. So this level should let us produce 48 science per minute, but I have 2 labs both using 48 science per minute. So it means I need to again upgrade the station to the next level. So yep, you can make 48 science, but I need to have 96. So that means I need to have another upgrade. And then you should be finally ready to have a crew and electronics and crew supplies and all those things launched off. And then we can finally start making some science. Okay, with those things happening, I do have these train tracks brought out here. Also, I'm going to need another row of solar. Can I get another row of solar, please? Can I copy there to there? Can I overlap that by tile, please? And can we just enable that? Okay, I do have the train tracks coming out here. I do need to tap this copper in the not too distant future so we can get to this gold. Gold-wise, we have 23,000. That's all the gold that's left in our storage buckets, and that bucket's actually empty. So we can have that bucket go away. So I do need to have more gold in the not too distant future, which does mean I need to access that gold mine. At the moment, we have these guys just merrily digging sand when they feel like it. Also, we have a couple of diggy boys up here just clearing out this rock, hopefully dumping it here to fill in what was the gold mine. And the extra sand never hurts because, well, sand is one of those things that I go through an awful lot of. Hence why we have a number of sand trains coming in, well, a number of quartz trains, sand actually. We have a number of quartz mines, and we have a number of sand trains coming in here. One thing I do think is causing me some issues is because of the trains coming through this single choke point, I really need to space this out and have, well, the stations moved and have a better queuing system. Yep, to let the trains in. Having a single track in is fine, but having them all have to go through a single choke point to enter in the stations is definitely an issue. So again, that's something else I need to look at. Also, I need to look at copper, and I also need to look at water because this is getting empty. So I think what I need to do is we have a whole bunch of arc furnaces. Arc furnaces are taking in water, outputting low pressure steam. This water section here, well, this water in here is disconnected from the rest of the network, and the only way we refill the water we're taking out of this tank to run into all of the arc furnaces is we take that what is low pressure steam, we take the low pressure steam and we run it through a bunch of low pressure turbines. That gives us some constant amount of power with 2 of these running flat out, with you and you sitting here as a backup with a lot of flywheels. And then we take the now depleted steam, run it through these guys, and they're bringing the water out here. And this water here, we are, well, splitting 50-50. I think I need to make sure I don't split it 50-50 anymore. And I think I need to actually put in a balancer and make sure it goes out this way to make sure that the oil section doesn't run out of water. Because like I said, this is in a closed loop. It's not fed from the main line. We do have water here. We do have water that's coming from the main water line brought in to make sure these are fed, and then if there's anything excess from this area, it can then exit this way to also go and meet up here where we turn it into microchips, etc. But I'm also bringing water, well, I'm also using a whole lot of water now to launch a whole pile of rockets, and each one of them needs 160 water, which means there is a chance that this pipe, which is currently full, but I'm not adding water to it, which is a bad thing because this is all water negative, might have some problems. Yeah, because we take water in, we convert that into low pressure steam. Low pressure steam gets converted into depleted steam, just like it does on the other side, except again it runs through a cooling tower, which means it's water negative, so it means I'm not generating enough water over here. If I ran it through desalinators, it would be water positive, so it probably means I now need to take this pipe and flip it and make sure the water can come into this balancer along with this water from desalination. So if I make that the priority, it means after water's run through here and this tank is full again of water, the excess water will go in here, and then hopefully it doesn't backlog. We'll have to find out. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so fertilizer we know about, electronics we know about, copper we know about, radioactive products is waiting for that one to dispose of. Tofu's still a problem. Fertilizer's still a problem, and these are all retired. We have made nothing left. Excellent. Can I turn? Can I flip that belt? Can I turn you off? Can I remove your recipe, please? Then if I click this, that'll get the materials out. They should end up going into their friend or into the box, and we have not many fuel rods left. Okay, the not many fuel rods left are going to be shipped over here. This has 1,100 fuel rods. 1,100 fuel rods we're going to be burning through slowly. We're not burning through them terribly fast. Can I turn on that? And you are on, and you are on as well. The fast burning reactor is the primary power source. These are only backup. That is going to be slowly converted into spent fuel. Every single time I have 8 spent fuel, that gives me enough. That gives me 1.5 fuel rods, which should be enough to, well, hopefully keep the reactors running. You're short. Okay. This is the next thing I want to start doing. I want to start upgrading machines the next tier. If I upgrade them the next tier, they need a little bit, they need less workers. They need the next tier of maintenance. They're going to need maintenance 3 rather than maintenance 2. They also need less power overall, but they need more teraflops. So I want to upgrade you and you to the next tier, and therefore I want to turn you off. And I'm going to need to make sure we have more data centers up and running. So can I have you copied to all your friends? Can I have the trucks come out here and build all of these? Can I have you copied to all your friends and all your friends? Can I have all of these guys built and those guys built? Can I fill you full of servers? Yep. Can I turn on your cooling tower and turn on the data center so I make sure I have plenty of petaflops free? And then we want to see about upgrading more machines. More machines I upgrade, the more workers I free up. So can we come to here to start with? Okay, so mechanical parts. You are currently using, well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 machines. Okay, can I have 1, 2, and 3 upgraded to the next tier? They're going to run twice as fast, and then in theory, I can pause 3 of these guys. And you're now going to output twice as many, which is 100, 200, 300. You're going to need to have 50 steel in, that's a 60 belt, plus another 50, so that's 150 in for 300 out. And then, you know what? I'm going to upgrade you as well. Yeah, that'll be overkill, but it's going to free me up just a couple of workers. So that's what I really need to do. Mega excavator, you run on diesel. You don't have fuel because you don't have fuel. You don't have fuel because I'm willing to bet 1 pipe's too small. So you're a pipe 1. Which is coming from a pipe 2. Okay, can I upgrade that pipe so I can get a little bit more fuel moving through? Then can I come to here? Can I get this pipe upgraded, please? So we get a little bit more fuel moving through there. Can I get you upgraded? You're already a pipe 2. Can I get you upgraded, which brings us to here. Here is coming into this one only. You are empty of fuel, and therefore this pipe does nothing. Can I pause you because you're doing absolutely nothing for me? And the fuel then goes this way, this way. Okay, can I upgrade this pipe as well? And then can I upgrade this pipe? Okay, that'll give me a pipe 2 through to here, which means you should hopefully keep up the fuel count. You are full of diesel, but then we're running hydrogen trains. And the pipe has been reversed, but hasn't been emptied because this one hasn't used enough fuel. Oh, this is faced the wrong way. You can face that way because there's still diesel trains. Yeah. Can I get rid of this pipe? Okay. You're also out of fuel. You are being fed from this fuel station, right? You're being fed from this fuel station as well. Okay, so it's just that this fuel station is out of fuel, but with the upgraded pipes, you are 70% full, which is 140 fuel per minute. You are pretty much 100% full. You are coming up on 70% full as well. So we've doubled the amount of fuel heading down here. Also, oh, you're not set to empty. Can I set you to empty? And Okay. The bar going up and down is definitely a weird one. All right. But we're going to be swapping more and more vehicles across to hydrogen, as I said. If we come over here, you can see this tank's not full. Can I get an alert on you? Can you tell me if you're less than 75%? And therefore, it's so funny with so little steam coming off it. Can I have you go to the next tier? All right. So therefore, we're going to crank you up a little bit higher. You're going to make a little bit more hydrogen. We can see this pipe has 25% in it currently, which is what, 200 hydrogen per minute. You're at 40% full, which is 900 times by 0.4, 360 hydrogen per minute. So hopefully that fills us up over time. You have nothing. Oh, there we go. Can I get you to knock out the last of that? Cool. With the last of that gone, that gets us access through the mountain, finally. Also means it's going to free up these diggy boys, which means we're going to be setting up probably this copper mine in the not too distant future. It's going to need some train infrastructure just like everything else. But can I unassign you? Because obviously you're not needed. Because we're now backed up in iron, which is sort of expected. And you guys have just too much sand, so you can't do anything currently. And yeah, I still need to get this filled in sort of as quickly as possible. This for another reactor for actually making power is going to be very, very important. As is swapping more and more vehicles across to hydrogen as fast as I possibly can. Okay, vehicle limit 7. Cool. And then we're on to space probes. We have our space platform back up and running. It's actually backed up in space science, but that does give me room for 5 more vehicles. I could, looking at the stats, I don't have that many idle dump trucks. I definitely don't have any idle mini trucks. And everybody is pretty flat out, which is sort of expected. This. I don't know where the guys are that are meant to be shaving this. So I could definitely make more vehicles. It's something I need to keep in consideration. But at the moment we are doing mass upgrades. The mass upgrades are going to take a little while to get done. And every single time I get another one done, it's one less vehicle chewing up our precious diesel and one more vehicle moved across to hydrogen. More vehicles are going to move across to hydrogen. The lower our overall vehicle pollution will become, which is currently our biggest polluter. Also, just as importantly, it is definitely an easier fuel for me to get. This is coming from basically water. It's coming from the water that the reactor generates. So the reactor makes enough water to fill a water tank to run the actual reactor at full speed. On top of that, it also makes a whole lot of hydrogen that we can fill in the pipes. Like I said, at full speed, it makes about 960. We're running at half speed, so we're making about 450 per minute, which means this is about 50% full. Yep, looks about 50% full. So that's where we are with that. And you guys are now officially done. So with you guys officially done, I can release these trucks, release these diggy boys, and we can look at sending them off on a new tour to go and get this copper mine in the not too distant future. But I'm going to be leaving this video here. I do want to go through and do some more upgrades of a few more of these buildings. So if we look at our copper, for argument's sake, you guys put out 50 electronics for 50 copper. If I go to there's a 450 belt coming in. So if I go do those two are doing 200 belts. Yep. That means I can pause you and can get you upgraded as well. That means you guys are going to output now 100 each, which means this belt needs to go faster. So I have 200 electronics coming from just these 2 machines. Also means that I can pause 2 other machines. As for these ones, if I have a 400 belt. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's not do that one and do this one instead. I could pause these machines. Can I get you unpause? Can I get you all upgraded? And then you're going to need to have... You now need to have 96 copper in, which means I need to upgrade all the feed-in belts to tier 2. And it means that we are now going to output on this side 300 electronics. On this side, I'm also going to output 300 electronics, which means this, that's 200, that's 300. They have to be upgraded as well. And it means I get rid of half the machines. Also means that I went from 20 idle workers to now 72 because these don't require any workers anymore. They are going to require, maintenance 3 instead, which has immediately emptied, which means I need to have another one of these up and running, which is going to cost me more electronics in the way of maintenance, but on the flip side, I save a whole lot of workers. A whole lot of workers can go work in other things like nuclear power plants. As for these guys, oh, that's because we've got to the edge of that. Okay. Can I also have titanium start digging down? I want to have 2 tiles, 4 tiles. Can I bring this to here? Yeah, and then this, we're just going to aim straight down for now. And I have no idea where the titanium is or how deep the titanium is, but it's sprinkled all through this area. So I need to start digging down, which is going to be the plan for right here. We, again, same story, need to fill in more of the water so I can access more of the titanium as time goes by. And those spare diggy boys that I had from the limestone project, digging through the mountain, they can come over here and they can help out over here for the meantime. But maintenance 3 should be fixed in just a moment with the new machine up and running. Yes, it will be. The fuel problem is going to be an ongoing issue until I get the pipes the right size. So you have a 60 pipe and it is mostly full, and we're just waiting on the fuel to get into the fuel truck. If I come back to here, this is a 200 pipe. 200 pipe has 40% in it. So 200 multiplied by 0.4 is 80 fuel. I'm going to assume that you're going to be using some of it. So I could upgrade this pipe, but I don't think I need to. I think I just need to give it a little bit of time for the for this pipe to fill up all the way. Then this pipe should be at 100% full. And my next option is I can always go back to the start and start filling in, or start upgrading other pipes to tiers 4 and tiers 3. I'm assuming when we leave diesel. This. Yeah, it's pipe 3 to start with. So I could upgrade this to pipe 4, but then again, if we're going to be swapping more and more vehicles across to hydrogen, well, that'll probably lessen our diesel load as we work our way across the map. Having titanium swap across to hydrogen very, very soon is not a bad idea because it has the pipe right here already. And with our rockets going left, right, and center, we have this tank full, which means we're fine on hydrogen fuel right now, which means I can get many, many more vehicles upgraded one at a time. With all that said and done, I'm going to leave this video here. In our next video, we can hopefully do something about our copper shortage, also our electronics copper shortage, which leads to our electronics shortage, which leads to our electronics 2 shortage, which leads to our electronics 3 shortage, which will eventually lead to an electronics 4 shortage unless I find a solution. So I think that's going to be the next course of action. But I'll have to wait for a future episode. With all that said and done, I'm going to call this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.